Then we'll get grandiose.
Okay, I'm going to do a countdown so I know when I am editing this. I can find the spot.
So you're going to slate it
10,
pretty much?
9.
Rubber baby bunker bunker. Go baby fox.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, this is Sean at Madison Buy-Sell Trade, and you are tuning in to our first podcast. So this is Madison, Babble, Scuttlebutt, and Talk. That's BST. If you get it. Hey, you get it? Okay. Madison Buy-Sell Trade, this is Madison, Babble, Scuttlebutt, Talk. The whole point of this is for us to have fun and really waste a lot of our time, and hopefully a little bit of yours. If we can do that, we have succeeded. If we have taken some of the time that you would have used to, perform tasks around the house that were needed, that your wife or your husband would have wanted you to do, if we can pull you away from actual things of importance to listen to us ramble, literally babble, then we have won. We have won. We want to have fun. We want to get to a point where maybe we can do some things to help promote other stores, help promote our store, maybe do some giveaways. There's a lot of things that we have that we would like to do if this takes off and if people like it. So if you like us, Phil's going to fill you in on what you can do to help us out. But we're going to be talking today about some media, some movies that are going to be coming out. But down the road, we're going to branch into music. We're going to branch into antiquities, film in general, a number of things we're going to get into. But tonight, we're going to start off with a few comic book related movies/TV shows. I have nothing else to say other than, hey, if you like us, keep tuning in. We appreciate that you're listening at all. If you are, fantastic. A big thank you from all of us. And if you know our shop, you know it's kind of like, moving lunacy. So this is pretty much what will happen during our podcast to some degree. I'm going to pass it off to Phil, who is the host of the hour here. And he's going to do his own little thing.
Oh,
Phil?
Boy. Oh, here we go, guys. So, our inaugural podcast, the official podcast of Madison Buy-Sell Trade. Thank you, Sean, for that intro. But, of course, I want to get around to who's here today. I'll get to my illustrious co-host. Well, of course, you know me. I'm Phil. You see me here at the shop. But over here, we got my Deshaun Burger to my Phil Pickle. Deshaun Kelly. What's up, man?
Not much. Thank you for having me on here. It's awesome to be part of this awesome podcast with some of my closest friends and like-minded individuals. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in and keep tuning in to see our lovely content. And hopefully we don't bore you to death.
We're not going to do too many plugs for each other, but I got to say, Deshaun literally just got done filming a little scene.
Yeah, that's right.
In a Danny Boyle picture. Now, if you are a filmy, you probably already know who Danny Boyle is. If you are a guy who likes movies but doesn't really know too much about directors, that's the dude who did, 90s classic Trainspotting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He did a big movie that was from the 2000s here, Slumdog Millionaire.
Which he won an Oscar for, actually. That was one of his first Oscar.
And so, yeah, he's a real director. He just got done filming a scene with Danny Boyle in that film. So that's something. That's what Deshaun is into. He's wanting to become an actor. So
exactly. I got to meet him, and I didn't get to talk to him, but he was in my presence, and I was in his presence, and it was absolutely fantastic.
He was in your presence.
He was in my presence. I mean, I didn't want to say that.
I think he made some allusions to meeting you.
Exactly. Yeah. I think so. On his Twitter page.
Can you talk about what role? Did you have? Did you sign an NDA or something?
I did sign an NDA. I can talk about what I did, but I can't talk about the film. I can tell you the name of the film. It's called The Overlook. So it'll be coming out next year, and I'm playing a little extra part in the hospital scene. So definitely go check out the movie. I think it's actually going to hit theaters. So when you go watch it, you'll see my name in the credits. Please pay attention to the hospital scene. You might see me. So
there you go.
There you go. There's my shameless plug.
Wow, nice. There's some layers to this Deshaun Burger.
Exactly.
Over here, right?
Three-dimensional character.
And my second co-host, we got to get to the prodigal son has returned.
The golden child.
We have forgiven him of his sins, for the most part.
Now, don't push it.
No sins forgiven. But he's allowed to stay nonetheless.
Yeah.
Josh,
we needed 3 people.
What's up, Josh Shipman?
What's
How you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? I don't know how I'm supposed to follow up with
So what movie?
a famous actor.
Yeah.
I took a selfie the other day, and I think that pretty much peaks my
that's
social
nice.
media.
About
great.
12 likes, and one of them was me. So yeah, I saw you, Bo.
Thanks,
I saw
buddy.
you,
I like
Boo.
that.
No problem.
So, I'm apparently the prodigal child around here.
It's okay.
It's all right.
You're
Everyone falls from grace
Yeah.
at some point.
The point is,
Exactly.
you came crawling
Because
back
exactly
Fine.
came back.
on your belly.
But no, you're
on your
kind of
knees.
you're kind of a celebrity in Scottsburg. I mean, you're selling cars and you're doing your own thing, and
Yeah, so
so, I mean, hey, keep doing you, man.
yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Thanks for opening your doors and letting me back in,
Graciousness.
crawling back.
We are happy to have you. It's not quite complete here. It hasn't been quite the same
Don't push it, Sean.
without Josh
I'll keep going.
floating
Yeah.
around
Keep
here.
Keep going.
I don't know if you can. Well, you can't hear it, but you might be able to see this later. Josh's head is just
Swelling.
getting bigger and bigger.
It's getting ready to knock over our speaker.
Yeah,
our
I don't
microphone.
know. I don't know if we can take. We probably shouldn't do that anymore, just for the sake of the technology.
It's okay. We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
His head will swell twice that.
So we have our illustrious hosts of the show, our constants, but for our first podcast, we have 2 guests joining us. So, longtime customer over here, but now a recent addition to the crew here.
To the Madison buy-sell trade family.
Or family now.
a new uncle. A new weird uncle.
A new
Yeah.
weird uncle.
To the,
That's
to the
probably
crew.
appropriate.
If this was a cult, he would definitely be Manson. So
But Mark Ubel is
Ubel.
joining us.
The
Thank
Ubel.
you.
The
Glad to be
Ubel.
here.
He is a Star Wars aficionado.
Yes.
And if you don't
Or
believe
not.
that, then you don't know anything.
or if you don't know what that word means, he's pretty much obsessive compulsive with Star Wars. So
True.
just so the people know at
Very
home.
true.
He knows the
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff.
I'm learning words today.
Yeah,
And
aren't we all?
Yes, Mark
And
will lead
comics.
you. Mark will
Comics,
lead you in the
yeah.
right direction when it comes to comics here in the store.
He's
That's
a
for sure.
collector of all.
He
Collector
knows
of
the
first
Star Wars
appearances.
and comic books for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have him.
80s
Thank-
toys.
thank you, Mark.
know.
Yeah, right on.
Hi,
man.
Mark.
You have anything you
Glad
want
to
to
be here.
shell? You got any movies you're going to be in anytime soon?
No.
Any bit parts in
None
local
that I can
plays?
share.
Or
Is
Yeah.
there any elusive British directors that you're going to be in a quick scene with?
No.
Anyone coming up?
Not that I'm aware
Okay.
of. Yeah.
All right. Well,
No, that's fine.
And of course, we have to, last but not least,
Do we have
maybe
to?
least, we do have to give a round of applause to our fearless leader,
oh wow.
our
No,
our king among men,
Yeah.
our
Casey, where's Casey?
you know him,
Barry?
you
Barry?
see him here. He's the owner, proprietor, president,
Yeah.
yada yada, all that crap.
Or
I'm
Patrick
following-
Swayze and Ghost.
The owner of Madison Buy Sell Trade himself is joining us,
Hello.
Sean Coghill.
Or-
What's up, Sean?
Yeah, that's me.
Thank you,
and
Sean.
no problem. And our real owner, the one who really owns
Oh,
and really
yeah.
That's what
does
I'm saying.
everything to make us be able to do what we want.
Yeah, that's true.
Barry.
Don't say his name out of vain.
I know,
Hey,
I
hey,
know,
hey,
I know.
hey.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I should have thought about that before I said. The Big B.
I love how Mark
The
took
egg-
off his hat. If you can't
Oh,
see
Mark
at home,
took
Mark took
off
off his
his hat.
hat.
Well,
in
you
honor-
said the B
Oh,
word.
Yeah.
In honor of
Presence of a god.
the great and powerful. He's not Oz, but he's dang near close.
He is some type of wizard.
Barry isn't here. Barry,
the
you never know.
Grand Times.
Barry could make an appearance at some time and shop at any time. Be on the lookout on podcast. I doubt it, but for me, on my end, thank you all for being here. Thank you for, like I said, listening, and hopefully you have fun.
Well, thank you for
so, yeah.
for letting us do this. Without you, I mean, we truly we wouldn't be doing this.
You just
at
be
all.
peeing your pants.
Yeah.
I still,
pretty
I
much,
still do that
yeah.
now, even when I work.
You do it here,
I,
yeah.
I might be doing that now. I don't know,
I thought
man.
that was a requirement.
Some say. But
Apparently, I've been misinformed.
we are recording here at downtown Madison in the Madison Buy Sell Trade shop, which is down here at 303 West Main Street.
That's right.
Historical downtown Madison, of
Of
course.
course.
And if you're listening, you're probably a fan. You're probably a regular here. But if you're not,
Welcome.
it's not hard to miss. Big yellow sign, big red letters,
Got it.
Madison Buy Sell Trade. And you walk into the shop, and it is a split right down the middle, literally. On left side, as you enter, you got pop culture, comics, video games, action figures,
Geek Eden.
Yes.
Nerdvana.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
will.
vinyl,
Vinyl.
all kinds of cool stuff. But then on the right side, you have antiquities, artifacts, some Madison-related stuff, which is really cool. Very appropriate, of course.
Coins.
And then near the back, we have some musical instruments. Check out. So you need to get down here, 303 West Main Street, and check out the shop for sure.
Both sides. We got Nerd, like what I said, Nerdvana, Geek of Eden, and we got what was it called? What you like to call it? Den of
Antiquity.
Exactly. Look at that.
Very good. Yes.
Coined by our lovely boss himself. So exactly.
That sounds real bougie.
It is very bougie.
Right.
I mean, have you seen this man?
Yeah.
Popping a yellow collar polo every day.
Sometimes not. But
sometimes gray. Sometimes gray. Okay, Charlie Day.
Now, speaking of pop culture, in recent months, we've been trying to do some Facebook Live videos and some recorded videos.
Sean's music moments, of course.
Recently, we've been doing some unboxing videos.
Yeah, of
and
course.
we do that weekly whenever we receive our shipment of comics, Funko Pops, action figures, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And we recently, this past week, earlier this week actually, we did an unboxing and got buttload of comics in.
Some of the comics you can see maybe in our video when you support our Patreon, maybe.
But I also want to talk about some of the comics that have been coming in over the weeks. What's been really hot right now? What's going off the shelves?
I would say House of X, Powers of X.
Yeah.
And Josh, you haven't been around for a little bit, but you already know comics and you know hot comics and Mark you do too. House of X and Power of X. It's the new way. It's going to be the new continuity for the way Marvel's going to be going on from here forth. Supposedly, it's going to be in the way of Phase. It's going to be integrated into Phase 4, maybe possibly Phase 5, maybe possibly Phase 6. And
it's a lot of phases.
It's going to be the new way Marvel is going to
phases.
be, and it's one of the hottest comics right now. House of X, Powers of X, and the Marvel side, DC is deceased. It's kind of like a amalgamation of horror and superheroes and
a bad disease. Got some superheroes and just locked them down.
And it's a miniseries, and now they have a miniseries within a miniseries, and we talk about that briefly in our music video. In our apparently we're
working on
music.
That too.
Exactly, we're gonna start a band in our unboxing video, and it's a good day to die deceased, and they're doing some
And I'm
more
gonna
covers.
throw another one out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead, Sean.
Absolute Carnage.
Ooh,
You're the villain.
You're the villain.
No,
Ooh. DC has been doing a whole connecting, just constant. Every book pretty much connects in with the Year of the Villain. That's been pretty hot.
No,
Absolute Carnage has been also probably the second biggest
Symbiote's being
series.
super popular right now with the movie, with the Absolute Carnage series, with everything.
We know that if you don't know, we'll probably talk about it sometime on another podcast. But if you don't know, Carnage is going to be in film form coming up sometime within the next probably 2 years.
And it could be in, what is it, Venom 2?
Venom, whatever they want to call it. Venom also.
Venom continues.
Venom 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be played by a Hanover College alumni.
That's right.
Woody Harrelson.
Woodrow
Wilson.
Yeah,
Well, that doesn't sound right.
That's what we like to call him here with the local folks.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a personal friend.
I call him Oak. I'm a little Oak.
That's
Because he's wood. He's wooden, you know what I mean? And
wow, that's a deep cut.
Well, you guys can't drop that because me and him are like this. We're good friends.
Okay.
We both are.
Absolute Carnage. Getting back to the point at hand, Absolute Carnage is the comic book that is dealing with the symbiotes, Venom, Carnage, yada yada yada.
Scream.
But it has been a popular one as well. Mark, you are more of a vintage comic guy.
Yeah.
But have you seen anything recent that you have liked in regards to newer books that you've seen? I know you like
the
Absolute
Carnage. I
yeah.
do like the Carnage because it's selling out statewide. Okay. You don't see very many of the Absolute Carnages when you go to the cons. Okay. They're selling out everywhere,
Including here.
especially here.
We have been selling out of both the Absolute Carnage series and was previously mentioned the House of X, Powers of X series.
Which there's a way around that.
There's a way around it.
We have a system here in place.
Ooh, Phil, tell me about Six System.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, let me get right on
Secret
that.
handshakes.
Yeah, it's a secret handshake. You have to be a Freemason, and no. We have a system here. It's our pull box. Very simple.
What's a pull box, Phil? Explain.
Well, you can come in. You say, "Hey, man, I want to order either this comics or on your next run. I know you got this coming in. Can I reserve a copy?" Essentially.
And what do we do?
We first smack you in the face.
Yes, it's a requirement. There's
That's
some
actually
steps.
from Sean. There's no baby powder either. It's just put on spit and then smack.
Snacks.
But essentially, you can come in. You can reserve some comics. We'll save them for you, and then you just come in and pick them up.
You pick up your book. So basically, it is a loophole getting around having sellouts.
Mhm.
So you think, you know what, this is a hot book coming out. I got to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, wait in line.
Ooh, gosh.
No, you don't.
Disgust.
You should have just had a pull box. Now, if you don't have a comic in your pull box that you were wanting to do, then that's your own problem.
Yeah,
If you say, hey, I want Powers of X, but I don't want to put it in. I don't want to start a pull box. Then you come in and it's gone. That's not our fault.
You better get in here
I don't
Wednesday
want to
morning.
hear it.
That's right. Which has happened already, like
No, it's
10 times.
No,
in the last 2
at
weeks.
least 10 times. I can name people.
Yeah.
How many times I came in and I'm like, hey, where's House of X? I'm like, actually, it's sold and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So get a pull box. It's not hard.
Just
You don't
start
have to
a
put any
pull
money down. It's pretty much you just tell us what you want.
And we'll put you
You know?
in the pull box. Not
Exactly.
physically. You won't have to
Well,
wait
we'll
in
put
the
your
pull box.
child, if you have a child, in the pull box.
The-
And not your child, your
yeah.
lover. And
As
if not your
payment.
lover, your grandparent,
That's
your parent.
the payment.
Whoever.
But no, we're kidding here. It's a great
We're not
system we
kidding.
have here at Madison Buy Sell Trade.
Yeah.
We're the only shop that I mean, where else can you get great comics around here?
There isn't.
Great?
Doesn't exist.
No.
Yeah.
Where's the place you can get comics close here?
Still nowhere.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
There's not.
Louisville is
Yeah,
the closest.
that's about
Louisville.
it.
I
Yeah.
think you said that wrong. It's
I'm
Louisville.
sorry, but yeah, Louisville. I
Well,
have a tendency to say Louisville because it's
Louisville.
written out as
Louisville.
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 Louis.
Okay.
Louis.
But what
Town.
I mean, not only do we have great comics, but we'll do the pull box for you.
Exactly.
I mean, come on,
It doesn't
guys.
cost anything.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you say, "Hey, I do like comic books," then start a pull with
Most
us.
definitely. Just come up to Sean or Deshaun or Phil or
Right.
whoever's working.
Whoever's
Just be like,
here.
hey, I want a pull box. And
We'll start. It's really easy.
And also, you could also message us if you want. We're on the social medias, as the kids call
what's
it.
our social medias?
So
actually?
we're on Facebook. We have a
All
Facebook
right.
business page. We're Madison Buy Sell Trade, all one word, all undercase. We're on Instagram as well.
What's our Instagram?
It's a little more convoluted as the first
Yes.
one, but it's still
The first
you
one
can
is-
figure it out, people.
It's all undercase, but it's Madison _
Okay.
B _
Okay.
S
All
_
right. Again.
and T.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
So Madison.
so one more time.
BST,
So one
but
more-
with some underscores thrown in
So
there.
Yes.
Madison _ B _ S _ T.
But just try and find us, and you'll see our logo. It's
Done
not hard
by
to miss.
the awesome Phil Manning, who is also our graphics here.
Oh, hush.
Shameless
There you go.
plug.
There you
Oh,
go.
hush.
And I'm just going to say something about Phil because Phil,
Oh,
since
no.
he started working
Oh
here,
no.
he has made some graphics
Oh,
for
God.
us and did some other things in regard to our social media. But Phil actually has his own business,
Ah,
And what's that?
and hold on, wait a minute.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. I am so.
You're jumping ahead here.
The
I am
phones are
kidding.
ringing off the hook.
Exactly.
Um,
I mean, I gotta take these calls now.
Phil actually is a graphic designer, not a graphic designer that lives in his mom's basement who decided to do this one day and got MS Paint. No, he is an actual
You have a degree?
a graphic designer who
Went
went to
to school for
school.
it,
He
yes.
went to school.
Oh my
So
gosh.
this is something. Let me just make sure everyone shut up as I say this.
Okay, cool.
If you are a business,
Yes. Oh,
Shut
sorry.
up.
Sorry.
Let them
if you are, my God, all of you shut up. If you are a business and you are wanting to have a logo done, if you're wanting to have something done on your website, you're actually wanting real graphic design, do not go
To Deshaun.
You are still talking. First time ever on a podcast, someone's getting fired immediately. You do not go to one of these people who don't know what they're doing, and they're just going to MS Paint it. They're going to come up with something that looks ridiculous. Basically, if you've seen anything done by me on my Facebook page, that's what you don't want. But what you do is you give Phil a call. Phil, what is the physical name of your business?
It's Phil Manning Design Works.
Okay, and you have your own Facebook page
Yeah.
dealing with your own work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and he has worked for actually, let me just make sure people understand if they're listening, if they actually have anything that needs to be done. He doesn't work for Joe Blows out here who says they need, he's worked for some large companies. So if you have something done, you want to actually spend money, because let's be real, it's a business. He's not doing this for fun. He is a college trained. He knows what he's doing. If you want to spend a little bit of money, but you want something done right, I would suggest literally giving Phil a call. He does great work. He has worked for a number of larger businesses in town and outside of the Madison area as well.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
correct? Oh my gosh.
So it's
Awesome.
just, that's my plug for him because he is good at what he does.
Excuse me, I
The
have
bare minimum.
something in my eye. You're too kind, Sean, but true.
What's the salty discharge
looks
coming out?
looks right at the camera. All right.
Okay. All good. All
we
good,
have
guys.
we have spent like 10 minutes plugging each other and just talking about.
I was gonna say I
Plugging the
felt
shot.
special when you were talking about me, but then when you start talking about Phil,
I
and,
know.
well, Josh doesn't have
got a
anything.
little-
But we're talking about everyone
Mark
else.
shut up.
We're just here, man. We're
Yeah.
just chilling.
Hey, it's
I will
all
say,
good.
Phil
It's all
ate.
good.
I mean, Josh ate a burrito the other day. That was out of this world.
I seen
guys.
him eat a burrito the size of his head, which is
Where
a
was
restaurant.
I?
Where was I? Eating the burrito,
I wanna eat this
obviously.
burrito again.
This burrito was beautiful, and I just want to say, I mean,
You did a great job.
It was a great
No
work.
teeth. That
It
method
was
that
a
just
great-
works for
It
you.
was
Oh.
great. Oh, wow.
Heyo.
Now we're going to actually have a real podcast start.
Yes. Let's get into our actual topic. You know, as we mentioned at the outset, it's kind of a comics-related episode.
Mhm.
We're going to talk a little Disney Plus, specifically the Mandalorian trailer that recently came out. We'll get into some Birds of Prey news. Of course, we got to talk about Spider-Man and everything that's going on with that. Then we might discuss something going on with DCU, maybe not DCU. The
DC
Joker, DC something. Yeah, we'll get into the Joker trailer, the final one that just came out, and we'll go from there, man. So let's get into it. The Mandalorian trailer, guys. Mark,
It just recently dropped.
yeah, not too
Awesome.
long ago. What do you think?
I normally don't watch previews because if I watch a preview, then I go into the movie expecting a whole lot. Okay.
Right.
Now, TV series, awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
Did we all watch it? Do we all know what we're looking at?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay.
I watched it today,
Okay.
and
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
And there was one thing I'm going to say. Me and Sean both kind of discussed this earlier today. With having a TV series that's based off a huge franchise and it's a multi-million-dollar franchise, billion. Yeah, I'm sorry, billion.
Oh,
And the movies being classics now and still going in the forefront. Having a series versus a movie is scary because it could be
Sure.
it could be so much less than the movie itself. It could be such a letdown.
Sometimes information is bad.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Sometimes you give too much. It's just not. It kills the.
But with the
what we
preview,
need.
I mean, you get to see teasers, okay? Anyone who's a Star Wars fan or aficionado.
Like Mark yourself, yes, of course. Plugging that word. That's our word of the day, folks. Please follow us.
$2
You get to
word.
see, like, IG-88s, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Everybody
gosh.
loves bounty hunters, okay?
Yeah, right.
Everybody,
I
okay?
knew he
Which
was
we have
gonna bring
the
up
Funko
serious.
Pop here as well, actually.
Yeah, we do. We have
Shameless plug.
IG-88.
Now, if anyone actually has watched the Droids cartoon series from the 80s, okay?
Oh,
Deep
Wow.
cut again.
Deep lore.
Watch
Going
the
vintage.
weapon that the Mandalorians carrying, okay?
Well,
Identical.
Really?
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Again, this is why he is here today, because I would have never known nor cared about the
It's
weapon
the
that he was
weapon.
carrying.
So do you-
But this man knows his Star Wars.
So, do you think it is Boba Fett?
I truly believe,
because
you know,
the series takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi,
Right.
and they're saying it's not Boba Fett, and they're saying it's a true Mandalorian.
they're going to
from-
say
fr-
it's not Boba
from-
Fett.
Yeah,
okay.
from Mandalore, because Boba Fett's technically a clone of a Mandalorian.
or something.
Yeah,
Or a
Jango
clone
Fett.
of a clone of a clone. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
raised as a son to
Yeah.
a clone, vice versa.
Well, if you
whatever.
notice in episode 2 of Star Wars, if you're a fan, if you really pay attention though, the whole deal about the clone thing's coming to the real factoids. As a quick little factoid about it. If you look really closely at Boba Fett in episode 2, he's always cross-eyed. That's what happens when you make clones of clones.
Oh, so you're saying clone breeding is not a good idea?
It's not
Probably
good.
not.
All right.
No.
Well,
Well, it's Prince Oberyn, right? Who's playing? Is he playing the Mandalorian, or is he just in it?
Oberon from, of course, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you're right.
is he playing him?
And that's what we call, like all actors. We just call them by their parts they play.
That's the only thing we know them as.
Yeah.
Who needs a name?
Bruce Willis. I just know him as
And the
Die
Die
Hard.
Hard. It's a Die Hard.
What's Die Hard up to? these
Die Hard
days?
jumped off that. Oh my God! He just jumped right off there and he swung.
Remember
in,
when Die
bang.
Hard walked on the glass?
Oh, he was walking all over.
All right, guys. All right.
I'm
I will say-
expecting to see more bounty hunters,
But-
okay?
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah,
Well,
right.
listen.
I want to know if they're going to do a Vizsla, okay, from the cartoon series.
Again,
okay?
deep cut people.
All right, sorry.
If you know this, if you're listening to this and you know what he's talking about, power to you. Go on.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
Vizsla, okay, the Mandalorian commander, okay,
Oh, gotcha.
from the cartoon series.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
All
Okay.
shaking our heads right now.
We're all
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
yeah.
concur.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say, in regards to what I thought of the physical trailer, I was surprised. I had nothing going into watching this. I had no hopes whatsoever.
Really?
I honestly thought this was going to be tripe and just horrendous and just kind of like a cash grab. Having said that, I watched the trailer, and I have to pull back some of my outrageous
statements. My gosh.
It feels to me as if they are going a bit of the route that HBO took with Game of Thrones and other major series, where they say, you know what, we're not making a TV show. We're making a 20-hour-long movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, that's the mentality. That they're not going to make a TV show. They're going to spend real money, and they're going to make something that can stand up to the criticism from someone like me who's looking at it as a TV show going, I don't know about this. The trailer looks fantastic. If you haven't seen the trailer, you can find it on one of those tubes. You know what it is.
Oh, it's not plenty of the tubes.
A lot of Easter eggs in the video as well. So
I've heard that.
It's definitely a watch it 2 or 3 times sort of thing. Yeah. There's a lot of characters that you
miss. So much going on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So much going on.
So do you guys think it is Boba Fett, or do you think this is a brand new character introduced into the continuity of Star Wars?
I mean, it's...
I personally think it's Boba Fett.
So Mark, you think it's Boba Fett? Sean?
I want to believe. I think it is.
Josh?
I'm going to be oddball and say no, I don't think it is.
Phil?
Well, I'm going to be that other oddball.
Yeah,
I think it's a different actor and different character. Yeah.
I
mean, of course, a different actor, but...
Oh, of course, yeah. But at the same time, no, they're saying it possibly is Boba Fett, but they're saying right now, the way they're publicizing it is...
selling it.
No, it's not Boba Fett at all.
Right.
Totally different character, true Mandalorian.
So
there's a lot of red herrings to the character. So.
We all have our opinions. People listening, and if you're paying any attention and you have your own opinions, you want to talk about this, either A, you can come to the store and bring it up. Give us your opinions on it.
Absolutely.
Or put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments, for sure. And let us know if you think that it is or isn't, and what do you feel about the trailer? Is it good? Is it crap? What are we looking at there?
And it comes out, the series actually comes out November 12th of this year.
It's not that far away.
Oh my gosh, on the Disney Plus network.
That's the one problem I have a problem with. That's one thing I have a problem with. Disney Plus network. So they put out good trailer out. And they know people like me who are like, I'm not paying them anything to watch their Disney Plus
But guess
channel.
what? You're probably going to now.
But now I might pay. I don't want to.
I know. I hear you, man.
Well, one thing that they're doing is they're actually with each episode's got a budget of, going back to the Star Wars, it has a budget of $15 million per episode.
Oh wow!
No way.
Yeah, it's $15 million per episode.
Well, it looks
that they're
fantastic.
pumping. So
it looks great.
as far as cinematic wise, we're not getting skimped on anything.
Yeah.
They're not going to cut.
Which goes right along with what I was saying about the Game of Thrones mentality.
Right.
So they're spending real money. This is not something that looks like it was done on a backlot at MGM. You know, this is something that they're spending real money on. And if they're going to do that, if they're going to make a show, make a series, you better do that. Because you don't want to make Star Wars fans mad. Isn't that right, Mark?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought.
Can we talk about the bar fight scene for a second? You all remember?
I see it. Yeah.
He's running away,
grapples
him back in, shoots the door, and it cuts out right at that. But it's so cutthroat, and I think
his quote was awesome too.
The thing about the Mandalorian, it's about a bounty hunter who provides a service. Much needed service, I guess, out there in a galaxy far, far away, right? We want to plug some services here. Normally this would be a time where we could, plug your service. Get in contact with us, and we can do some ad space.
Out as bounty hunters, they're just a proud group of people. You
got some issues with the whole bounty.
Well, what would make us proud is to have some sponsors, some ad sponsors. So get in contact with us, and we can plug your business, your local, national, whatever. Let's get together and do that.
I'm looking at you, Taco Bell.
Sean, we have something coming up, right?
Yeah, we do. Actually, Shadagua. That's right.
Chautauqua.
No, I said it correctly the first time. Shadagua.
We're going back to
I
this
wonder who came up with that.
Louisville.
Shadagua.
Sean,
just full circle.
Speech impediment.
Sean, explain yourself.
Shadagua is a little something that the Sean Kelly here actually dreamed up. Actually, what it is Mad Dog's Mad Dog hot dog stand.
Oh my gosh.
Which is delicious. If you haven't had one, they're in town. They were set up outside our business during our last major sale, and we got talking, and we made some deals, backroom dealings.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadagua is basically going to be Mad Dog is going to be back in front of our store.
Ooh,
so many hot
for the Mad
dogs
Dog
out there.
Nation, correct?
Mad Dog Nation.
Everybody hating. You know what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
I like that.
Mad
I
Dog,
like that.
Mad Dog is going to be back in front of our store during Chautauqua, which has
Christened.
been christened, renamed Chautauqua. September 28th and 29th.
But
So that's not it. That's not it.
I was about to say,
no,
no.
I got more. I got more
Go
stuff
ahead.
here. Okay. So they're going to have their delicious lemonade. They're going to have their amazing hot dogs. But then we're also going to have music back. He was a big hit when he was here for our last sale. Elijah Pauls.
Ooh.
He's a local artist. He's kind of moving up the ranks, man. He's got a good sound. He's somebody that if you looked at his age, you may not have faith in him. And then you listen to him, you go, you know what? That guy can play, and he has a great voice. And he's going to be back out in front playing some music during at least that September 28th, the Saturday. We're going to have some local artists out front of our store.
Beautiful.
And if you support Madison, if you're one of those people who like to support local, we're going to have Nerd Art by that's 3 words. Nerd Art by Mia Demery. She does some very specific type of nerd art. She's a painter. Interesting style. It's its own thing. No one really makes things like her. People love her work. She does a lot of cool comic related basically things within the video game world, within the comic book world. She does those type of things in some paintings. Also, we're going to have Crafty Weavers possibly out front. They're not 100% yet, but we actually sell their product in our store. Ellen makes some fantastic handmade hats, scarves, covers. I mean, it goes on and on. She makes some quality stuff, and she might be out front as well. So we're going to have Mad Dog,
Awesome.
hot dogs. We're going to have Elijah Paul's music. We're going to have 2 local artists, one working in textiles and the other working in actual paint. So that's for September 28th and 29th. You never know. Could be a sale. I really honestly don't know if there will be a sale because I live my life one day at a time and I haven't got that far.
Wow.
But there could be a sale during Chautauqua as well.
Also.
So I want to just make sure all of you understand they do not pay us to do this.
Mm-mm.
They are not paying us anything to shill for them. Right next door to us here on 303 is the Red Peppermint.
Ooh.
They do ice cream and frozen yogurt. They're a great company. All the red people, we like the red people. I call them red people because I don't think they're communists,
That's
but
kind of
I call them the red people. They have the red roaster and they have the red peppermint, red pepper, red pepperoni. We appreciate they're next door and we appreciate their business as well. So come get ice cream, frozen yogurt that day after you get your hot dog and your frozen, whatever else you're getting. Go get some frozen yogurt after.
Fun fact, I managed that place before I worked for Sean.
Sean has worked everywhere.
And Sean is the worst tipper. So anyways, go ahead. Proceed to the next
That's not
thing.
true, but you can say what you want. I'll stab you later. Okay, moving on.
Yes, moving on. And speaking, Mia, she's a very strong, independent woman. And speaking of strong, independent women, we got some Bird of Prey news.
Bird
Ooh.
of Prey.
Yes, we did.
Sean
This
Wilson.
last week, one of the trailers for it's not the teaser that came out a couple months ago. It's the trailer for Birds of Prey actually came out, and it was released in Arabic. So for the people at home that don't speak any lick of Arabic,
That's on you.
that's on you.
Mhm.
But then today they actually released the trailer in English. And they released the official trailer. The release date for the movie is February 7th, 2020. Febtober. I wish it came out now. I'd definitely go see it. It looks fantastic. It has Black Canary, Harley Quinn reprising her role from Suicide Squad, The Huntress, Cassandra Cain, Renee Montoya, Victor Zsasz, and Black Mask. So it is an all-female team pretty much going against Victor Zsasz and Black Mask.
Basically, it's women fighting 2 bad guy men.
Ooh, terrible bad guy, man.
Yeah, Black Mask, pretty bad dude.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan, great actor,
Ewan
Ewan
McGregor.
McGregor.
He was actually in Star Wars. Well, he was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Everything's cyclical here, guys.
And he may actually end up reprising his role as Obi-Wan in possibly
That's what I read that.
another.
Man.
Yes.
If you
That's
have
right.
not heard, possibly another Disney-related Star Wars
film, yeah.
TV show.
Wow.
Disney Plus. They're trying to nab
all the
all these things and make a whole network out there. All right, what are we talking about next?
Yeah, so speaking of Disney Plus, of course, Marvel's part of Disney now. And Marvel's having some issues with Sony and our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So, Deshaun, I know you did some research on this a little bit. What's going on with Sony and Marvel?
Well, as of today, within 19 hours ago, Variety.com's the Sony chief of Sony said, for the moment, the doors are closed for Spider-Man being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As of right now, is officially closed.
Okay, I got a quick. I'm going to do this a few times, so just be prepared. People are listening. I'm going to do this a few times throughout the show. I'm going to do a quick. I want to go around the table.
Go
One
ahead.
word, yes or no. Are the doors officially closed?
No.
Mark? I'm sorry,
Absolutely
Mark. No,
no.
the doors aren't officially closed. Josh?
No.
No.
I'm going to be the oddball, I guess, and say yes. I think Sony is truly done working with the MCU, and they're going to make. Why?
Why?
Because they've done it so many times in the past, and they don't need to. They're another billion-dollar corporation. They don't need.
They don't need Spider-Man. Is that what you're saying?
I was going to say they don't need. No, I don't think they need to be incorporated into Marvel and Disney's movies to make.
You're saying Sony doesn't need Marvel.
Yeah, Sony doesn't need Marvel.
Right.
I'm going to say no also, in the fact, not agreeing with you at all, because
That's fine. I have your own opinion.
money talks. And the
Yeah.
reality is that the door is never a closed door, it's a revolving door. And things come and go. And yeah, right now they're at an impasse.
Yeah.
A year from now, 6 months from now, 3 weeks from now, tomorrow, if the money is put on the table,
Which it will be.
which at some point it probably will be, it will go back. Now I'm going to ask one more question. I'm going to do this a few times. Just be prepared. Whose fault is it? You got to name the company. I'm going around, starting with Mark. Whose fault is it? Is it Sony's fault? Is it them, or is it Marvel / Disney? Whose fault is this? Who's the real problem company here?
I would have to say Sony.
Sony. Okay, well, we're not talking about why yet. We're just going to do it.
Okay.
Sony. Next
All right.
one.
Marvel.
Okay, I'm also actually.
I would like
saying
to,
Marvel.
just so we have it on the table, what the original deals were was Sony funded the entirety of the movie. Got 90% of the profits. Marvel got 10.
But they also got 100% of merchandising, correct?
Yes.
Marvel Disney,
Right.
100%.
Which is a large chunk of money.
So
Yeah.
this is what it came down to. This is what the whole dispute is over. Marvel wasn't satisfied. Their bellies weren't full enough. So they came back, let's go 50-50. I fund half the movie, I get half the profits across the board. Which, if you...
In all honesty, it all boils down to the mighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and
Greed.
Sony netted more off of paying for the entire movie and getting 90%,
Right.
and then where Marvel was they're just there and they get a little cut of the
Marvel
pie.
will always be there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So the problem with Sony, I think they're playing it smart
Yeah.
by not showing everything, because they would lose money on the Spider-Man franchise if they split it 50-50.
But see, Marvel's a time thing. It's been around longer than most of us have been alive.
But we're not really
It's-
talking about Marvel. We're talking about Disney, really, because
Yeah.
Because
That's
Disney's on
true.
Marvel
because
now.
Marvel, I have more faith in Marvel.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't have a lot of faith
Absolutely.
in Disney.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm going to kind of maybe steal your bit for a second. Do you think the Spider-Man movies made all the money they did now because they're incorporated with the MCU? Do you think they made so much money? Because there's two other franchises of Spider-Man. The Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield. So do you think these ones made as much money as they did because they were connected with the MCU, having Nick Fury, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Iron Man?
It's an important point. It's something that there's definitely something to talk about there for sure. I do believe that the movie that we have recently seen that are connecting into the Marvel Universe, they are making more money because they are physically part of the Marvel Universe. I do agree that is true. Marvel would have that's a talking point for them with Sony, saying, "Hey, you're making this money because we're letting you use Nick Fury. We're letting you use
Iron Man.
Right.
Iron Man,
Captain America, Black
exactly."
Panther.
But having said that, I think that Marvel, Disney, let's just be real, Disney, they
Mighty
just
Mouse.
can't stand to not be able to say they're making as much as they can on an item, on a piece, on a film. They want to make physically as much as they physically can, and they would almost, it feels to me that they'd rather cut their nose off to spite their face.
Well, that's how Stanley's daughter feels, J.C. Lee. was talking about how
She's got some bad words.
she has a couple words about it where she thought that no one has treated her father worse than Disney and Marvel has.
Oh, wow.
Like, definitely the executives. She also said no one contacted them when he died, and all they have done is monopolized his work with no respect.
Speaking of
To
Disney
things.
/ Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she sided with Sony in this whole debacle. She said Marvel and Disney pretty much.
And I think you got another a little, not a soundbite, but some words from Spider-Man himself.
Yeah, there was an interview. GQ did an interview with Tom Holland, and they talked about where it could go forward. And he said, Tom Holland, this is a direct quote from Tom Holland, saying, the legacy and the future of Spidey rest in Sony's safe hands. Safe hands. He feels like Sony can take care of it from now on.
But taking that, let's just take the whole big picture of the Spider-Man that we know now without a reboot. The MCU tied in Spider-Man. Take Marvel out. What Spider-Man do we have left? The Spider-Man that we have is Tony Stark's little love child that was cradled and morphed into what he is now.
I got an issue with that, okay? Because Spider-Man in the books is self-sufficient. He never relied.
But the Spider-Man that we have
did
rely. So I agree. The Spider-Man that we know in the books is self-brought. He did it himself.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with the Spider-Man that we have now, he is very dependent.
Yeah.
He is not emotionally stable enough to do this.
Yeah, and the thing is, the younger generation, okay?
Oh, here we go.
See this. They see this and they
get off my yard.
He's so dependent on someone else's technology.
Right. He's Iron Man Jr.
Yeah, and I don't like
But if we take that out, we can't build off the Spider-Man that we have now because we just ripped 2 of its legs off. There's nowhere for it to stand.
Spiders still stand pretty good without 2 legs.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, they're creatures.
I just hope they make another Spider.
I just don't want to see Ben die again.
But I can tell you that.
Let Ben rest.
Poor man.
You know what they need to do? They need to They need to reboot the series for the 23rd time, and then freak everybody out by keeping Ben alive through the whole first second
Ben is the spider that bites Peter.
We are doing a what
I think we
if.
officially lost
It becomes Marvel's Flashpoint. Ben is Spider-Man.
They are doing a what if.
They are doing a what if series.
What if series, and anyone who's a comic book collector, okay, knows about the what if series and the series plural, okay. And I mean, there's several, what ifs.
Which Marvel
or
Disney is going to be allowed to have Spider-Man in that apparently in their What If series that's coming out soon.
But there's caveats to that,
right?
Isn't it under like a 40-minute?
Right, exactly. And that's going to be a TV series.
Yeah.
So they can mess with Spider-Man there, but
there's so many things there's so many things that these red tape just gets wrapped up, and we just fans get irritated hearing about money. They get irritated hearing about businesses that make billions of dollars fighting like children. These are 2 grown-ups. Yes. These are 2 grown men. Let's put them as, instead of companies, let's put them as 2 grown men who are having a fight out in the street. Now, 2 rational people wouldn't be fighting in the street because that's stupid. Yeah. They would say, what's best for both of us? Well, I don't want to get punched in the nose. I don't want to get my eye swelled shut. So that's 2 people fighting. Now, in regards to Marvel and looking at Sony, you would think they both could just stop and say, you know what? We're both making so much money.
Exactly.
Let's pause and basically go, you know what? Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's reset. We're both getting rich from this. Sure, maybe you're getting a little richer than me, but that's okay.
But let's be real.
But they're not doing that.
But let's take... Who's the only ones that really suffer out of this? Sony and Marvel and Disney are still making billions, while us, the consumers, are the ones that are really just like...
Right.
I mean, they're going to do well either way, but let's be real. We want Spidey in the MCU.
That's what people want.
But we might still get Spider-Man.
We might.
Well, here's the thing. We might still have Tom Holland's interpretation of Spider-Man because he might actually appear possibly before they kind of have a breakup. They were Sony, Marvel, Disney, all of them, before they have their pretty much breakup, their jilted lover affair. they were thinking about putting him in the Venomverse, which is what they're calling it now, and having Tom Holland Spider-Man. And now they're still talking about having Tom Holland appear in Venom 2, or whatever they call it. Venom Continues.
Venom also. I'm really pitching that Venom also.
Venom to stack
and not only Venom, but possibly Morbius, the Living Vampire, starring Jared Leto. So we might see Tom Holland Spider-Man again, but it might be more Sony.
And that's where the Blade comes in.
Well, I'm excited for that. But
that's another show.
That's a totally different topic for another day.
I will say, I think, as Josh already very specifically said, this really only hurts fans.
Yeah.
And, as a fan, if you're listening to this, there's really nothing you can do except for write them letters. No, not really, because that's not going to do anything.
Well, what's funny about writing the letters thing, we actually got something in from somebody today. I got to ask an opinion of someone that came into the store today.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep his name. I'm not going to keep his name physically, but I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
But he agrees with Stan Lee's daughter.
Let's call him.
It's Tupac.
Let's call him.
He's
Rob
not dead.
B.
Rob B. Robbie B.
Let's call him Rob B.
Okay, Robbie.
No, that's too specific. Let's say R. Boswell.
Ooh, I like that. There we go. So he agreed with he thinks both sides, like what you said, are just two grown children fighting over money.
Yeah.
He thinks both sides are bad, but he also said that he thought both of them were unloyal, and they waited till Stanley died to make this whole debacle.
Yeah.
And he agrees with the daughter's opinion for what she said about Marvel's / Disney. But he just feels like there's no loyalty there.
Yeah,
and
it kind of feels, I think, to him kind of like a family who's they got 2 or 3 kids, and the mom has died years ago, and the dad just dies. And before that, everyone was kind of getting along. Dad dies, all of a sudden they're at each other's throats because what do they want? They want the money. And we know what money does to people. Greed is a disgusting thing, and unfortunately, you can't get around it. And with big business, greed is the biggest you will get.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
And our Spidey suffers.
Our Spidey, we suffer.
Yeah. And we suffer,
because, I mean, even though you can say whatever you want about which Spider-Man you like Toby, you like Andrew, you like whatever his name is, whatever. You want the childlike version of Spider-Man, you want the teenager, you want the adult version, whatever you want. No matter what, we would like for them all to be able to exist in a universe that is whole.
Mm-hmm.
And without Spider-Man inside of a Marvel universe, unfortunately, that's a large percentage. That's a big cut. Not just with him, but his villains and the people that work off of Spider-Man. Without Venom, without Spider-Man, without Carnage, without all these other characters that have been integral to Spider-Man's life story, without having them in the Marvel Universe, you are losing a large part of the Marvel Universe. So the real question is the Marvel Universe even the Marvel Universe without that? What is it?
Wow.
It's a big deal. And that's why I think they both should be able to get along, because otherwise I think you have a partial verse, not a universe.
Ooh, I like that, Sean.
Co-parenting.
Nice.
Co-parenting must be a thing. You gotta take care of little baby Spidey.
Speaking of universes, or comic cinematic universes, we gotta get to some possibly DCU.
Oh, DC something.
Yeah. So this new Joker trailer, the final trailer, I believe the movie comes out early October.
It's October 4th, actually.
October 4th.
October 4th.
We're working on like under a month.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
But you watch the trailer, this final trailer, and everything that's come out around it. Where does this fit in? Is this actual DCU? Is this something else? Is this standalone? What do we think, guys?
I haven't even seen the trailer yet.
I personally think.
Let's we're gonna watch the trailer. We're gonna watch the trailer together here.
That's right.
We're gonna. Let's not lie to you. We're not gonna lie to you and say that we haven't seen the trailer. Deshaun may have not seen the trailer, but I have watched the trailer.
I have watched it as well.
I've seen it too many times.
This isn't one of those first views, and we all stand there. You see those on YouTube where people are just like, you see their faces,
starts crying.
We're not gonna do that.
I might.
Deshaun might.
I really haven't seen the final trailer. I've seen the first two and I saw the teaser. I have not seen the final trailer.
Okay, we're going to watch this trailer, everybody, so just give us literally, it's 2 minutes and 24 seconds. If while we watch this, if we have any viewpoints to say while we're watching, we can throw them out there, any kind of first takes. Let's go ahead and start it up. Here we go. We're watching it. Seems like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, see, this whole scene right here is just awkward. Where he's like playing with
I
the
think
kid.
it's meant to be, yeah.
This
So
whole
crazy.
oh, I have so much to say about this.
Wow.
This is the last time you'll be meeting.
He don't listen to you. He just asks the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts?
Is this the Joker and the Machinist? Jeez.
Oh, I have our negative thoughts.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now. You can say that again, pal.
The texture, I can already say the texture of this film is great. They're actually, it has a great just colorization still.
Oh, that is nice.
Wow. Ooh. Stark, cold.
One small thing. Yeah. When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
That is a name.
What? I didn't.
Introduce him as Joker. I was wondering.
See, I'm more of
There we go.
Oh, that looks
Wow.
awesome.
It does look good, okay, but I'm more of a vintage, origin story type.
Well,
guy.
But yeah, speaking of origin, this is kind of getting into the Killing Joke origin a little bit.
Yeah,
Failed comedian.
Yeah, it's going with a little more killing joke. I just gotta say, first and foremost, I was actually surprised in the trailer. The first time I seen it, that they actually used the name, Joker.
Yeah, right.
I kind of felt like this film was going to happen, and the term Joker was never going to be used. And if it was going to be used, it was going to be used at the very end of the movie, where it's basically him just becoming, finally at the very last scene, I'm the Joker. Not literally saying that, but I'm shocked that even took it there, because it's removed. It's a little removed from what, like Mark says. Mark's a little more vintage kind of guy. He's not really as into the newer stuff, and a lot of people kind of know the Joker as a very specific type of Joker.
Sure.
But as we all know, Joker is many different types of Jokers.
Yeah, he's
throughout
got
the
different
universe.
levels.
And
don't get me
there's different
wrong.
versions of him
Yeah,
throughout the years. Yeah. And this is a little more killing joke. It's a little bit of its own thing as well. But I just want to say that the texture looked fantastic. The directing looked fantastic. Joaquin Phoenix is one of my favorite actors.
Same here, yeah.
I think he's one of the best actors working in the past 10, 15 years. I'm going to go out on a limb. This is my limb thing.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
going out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say this. I'm just putting this out here.
Oh, boy. Hot take. Here we go.
The best Batman films are going to stay Christopher Nolan's Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy. The best Joker is what we just seen.
Wow. Okay.
I have to disagree on the Joker, because I'm a Heath Ledger fan.
So, but where does it
Are you
lie?
a Heath Ledger fan, or are you a Joker fan that Heath Ledger did?
I think that's more of it.
Because I'm a Joaquin
really
Phoenix fan.
got into the character.
Now he did.
Maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But,
where does this lie? Especially running alongside of like Birds of Prey, like.
Well,
you see, that's the interesting thing.
Well, I think it's gonna run into like DC Black almost.
Well, that's what they've already talked about. Is this going to be the black label of
So
films?
I think it's gonna have like we're gonna have two universes coinciding beside each other. So it's.
Do you think there are going to be two universes?
I think so.
I don't think there's going to be actually two universes. I think there's going to be the continuity within DC in one universe, and then this is us doing wild stuff.
It's a one-off
that doesn't connect into anything on the other side. These are like other universes within the
Right.
That'd actually become a nice little
Well, I
change
don't
up.
know. I could see them actually, bringing the characters together.
That
you
would be
know?
fun.
But the
Trying
problem with
to
that,
build.
we've already had a Joker.
Well,
And we might still have that Joker.
And in the continuity now in the
Nope.
comics, there's actually more than one Joker. There's
That's
3
right.
at the moment.
And I think Leto has
That's
been
what I'm saying.
let go. Apparently,
Well, it's not
rumors
confirmed
are
yet.
Around,
Yeah.
he's no longer going to be Joker.
Possibly.
Possibly.
It's-
But there's still talk that Joker that we seen in Suicide Squad, and I'm saying that not for the Joker. That was I'll give you one thing. That was our first millennial Joker.
Yeah.
Well, and,
That was a millennial playing Joker right there.
and I agree with you about him being a millennial.
Yeah.
But it's not the first current interpretation of the Joker. I still feel like Jack Nicholson's 89 Joker was the modern Joker of that era. And this one is the most current Joker with the tattoos, the grills, the sleek hair, the purple Lamborghini.
Even though Batman, the Tim Burton film, takes place in a bizarro world, which
Exactly.
is 1920s as Art Deco period, it's not a modern telling. There's no way that's a modern telling.
So where we all lie on that? Phil, did you think it was what thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh, thumbs up completely.
And are we all thumbs up or was
Double
there-
thumbs up.
I have to admit, it's a
Whoa.
good-looking film. It really
Whoa.
is. It's very psychological.
So Mark is
It's,
thumbs
it's,
up.
it's very
Yeah, I
But
would have
Josh,
to go with that.
in case
Okay.
anyone just missed it, especially the people who are just listening, this Josh, just 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs.
And now we're not going to. No, we're all going to stop right here.
2 thumbs
And
down.
we're gonna
we
say-
beat the heck out of Josh.
We're gonna
And I knew I was gonna get flack for
we're
this.
gonna
I
ask
knew I
this.
would.
But that's okay. We
No.
want to ask.
Shipment.
Yeah.
What led you to 2 thumbs down?
Explain yourself.
So, as I said earlier before setup, I watched this trailer 4 times in a row. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand all this. Don't get me wrong. I think the character, like watching him develop into this twisted human being, is going to be great. But maybe I'm with Mark and I'm more of a traditional like.
You just missed
More-
Batman. Just be
more-
honest.
more-
You guys just
yeah.
missed
No.
Batman.
Are you more of a Cesar Romero?
You like the
makeup over the
womp
mustache?
thump?
Yeah, don't get me
guy?
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am more of a vintage origin story.
Bang!
Okay?
The bang
But
guns. I
this
missed that.
Yeah.
This Joker
Nicholson's awesome.
is more psychological.
Right.
Oh,
Okay?
He's
sure.
very
And-
much if Taxi Driver was a
it's-
supervillain.
Yeah, there's more
Right,
different
right.
layers, okay? And, there's the awkward him playing with a kid, and then him going to the psych,
Like it's so
psychologist,
awkward.
and then him getting beat up by some guy.
So let me
and
just,
it
let me just ask you. So you both seem to be a little bit on the same page here. Are you making your ideas based on the ideal that you feel like it's a little too, like he's being beaten down? It's a little too psychologically. He's inept. He's a little too weird. He's a little too off. That you don't like to see him go through these transitions.
I think my problem is I can't let go of what I have
already
pictured.
seen.
I can't let go of even my favorite Batman. Well, it's Joker was, and it's not even. It's the animated series.
Mark
Like,
Hamill.
Oh, sure.
Like
Yeah.
that's the
Ooh.
Joker that I think of when I think of Joker. I think of this
Good Joker.
joking, honk honk, zap you, and then shoot you down. That's the type of Joker I think. And just to see it in this different form, not necessarily saying it's going to be
Well,
bad.
did you feel the same for the Dark Knight trilogy Joker? Because that's we're what you just
Right.
said. We're much closer. This character of Joker, Joaquin's character, is much closer to Heath Ledger's than Heath Ledger's would have been to Mark
Right,
Hamill's.
and I think he's kind of dead in the middle, where it went Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger. And
So you
Phoenix.
weren't as amazed by Heath Ledger either.
Don't get me wrong, his performance was phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
But as far as if I had to pick an actual acted out Joker, I'm Heath Ledger. But I think I need more. I think I need more before I flip my thumbs up. Of course, I'm not just going to be the negative Nancy and say, no, I don't like this. This is dumb. This is stupid. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it launch day, and then I'll give my final thing on it. But this trailer, in my opinions, from just a simpleton that I am, and I like clapping my hands and laughing and watching octopuses play drums.
Ooh, Aquaman, cheese.
That's the simpleton I am, and I think I
Okay.
need to see more to understand. I need to read the book.
I think this will do it. Okay, once you go see it, okay,
Right? Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm more of a Heath Ledger fan, the old origin story, but this movie seems like it's building the character.
Well,
okay, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
cool.
we
It's
need-
got its
we need
pluses
starting
and
blocks.
minuses. But I do like Batman. Okay,
You want
It's
Batman?
like,
Yeah.
he's day versus night.
want Batman.
Yeah.
So just
Where are the
just-
drugs
Well, you know this movie.
Yeah, anything to get away from that voice. I'm sorry.
Not that bad.
I mean,
Not
oh boy.
I think
Dark Knight
I think it'll
voice.
do very well in
Jeez.
the movies. Okay, a lot of people go see it. Just to see who's the Joker.
I bet
Right.
it'll break
Yeah.
records. I bet I can bet.
Oh,
money
and
right
I think
now.
it's I think it's gonna
yeah.
I think it's gonna be huge. And don't get me wrong, I think once I see it, my opinion's gonna change. But do I think this trailer sells people on someone who doesn't like a movie that makes me think too much? I watch movies to unwind, not to think.
Oh, sure.
So like I watch movies for different reasons. Like oh poof, I
Yeah.
want to be scared, or poof,
Yeah,
I want to
mean,
laugh and clap
this,
my
this
hands.
is coming off as like a really dark
Well,
character.
I have to
It's like
think,
it's an
Yeah.
art
and that's
film.
why I watched
Yeah.
it four
Which-
times.
It
which-
really is.
If superhero film was an art film, this would be. the
Oh,
art film.
absolutely.
In which Scorsese is
I
a
wouldn't go
part
that
of
far,
this.
but
He's-
at the same time,
I know you're a little bit more
right.
grandiose. You're a
Martin
little bit-
Scorsese is producing this.
Yeah.
He's executive
Which,
producer.
you know, before-
Todd Phillips directing.
Yeah, and which Joaquin Phoenix was not the first pick supposedly. Scorsese wanted DiCaprio
DiCaprio.
Oh,
to be the Joker,
wow,
which
interesting.
I would have
No.
died for.
No,
Oh,
I think that would have been amazing. DiCaprio he's one of those actors that people who don't know movies, they look at DiCaprio and they immediately like, oh, DiCaprio, oh, no, I don't want DiCaprio.
No, he's-
DiCaprio is one of the best, if not the best actors working in Hollywood
Currently.
today. He takes chances at the films he takes. He works with only the top talent. He is a fantastic actor. Get past Titanic, people. He is a great
Wolf
actor.
of Wall Street, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'll never let go,
Django
Jack.
Unchained.
Never let go.
I'll never let go.
Titanic.
But
There was enough room on that door, I think.
What you
but-
say?
There was enough room on that
No,
door.
there
I
wasn't
think.
enough buoyancy for the door.
I
That's
think
what
they
it comes down
recreated
to.
this. That door
Could
needed
not
to
have
be made
done
out
it.
of cork. That's funny.
Well, I kind of want to finish things up, guys. Time is running out. But, to kind of finish up with Joker, why don't we go around favorite Joker of all time? Comics,
Heath.
movie.
Okay, we're gonna start with Mark because he just
Yeah.
he's shooting it out there.
I'm just shooting.
I
it out
said
there.
mine earlier was the animated series Mark Hamill voiced, but
Phil,
Oh, no.
Okay.
We'll split this up.
Deshaun.
Deshaun?
If I had to pick one, I love every, and this is not me just
Don't you say it.
giving a crappy answer.
They're all even.
but no, I love
my children. I can't. Sophie's choice. I can't.
Sophie's choice.
Which one's going to the death box?
Sean, you're
If
a
you-
jerk. So I just want to let you know.
if you say Jared Leto, I'm gonna kick you 30 seconds from Mars.
Not a bad band, really.
No, no.
I like
not
this
great.
band.
Don't get me wrong. Not a
Terrible
great
actor,
band.
but
So oh gosh, if I had to pick, it'd probably be Ledger. I have him tattooed on my arm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Ledger,
right,
it was my
that's
first
true.
tattoo.
That's embarrassing.
But
that's
no,
two.
but every
That's
single
two.
one has brought something totally
us.
different table and everything. Show us to the camera at home.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Every one of these actors I've seen, throughout the years, each one portrays
It's
a
different.
different
Yeah.
aspect.
And
of
they're all
the
would
Joker.
you would you
fantastic.
want them all to be the same?
no.
No,
Oh, not at all.
It introduces
Absolutely
the public, non-collectors, to these different,
Non-fanboys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
My
Sean,
favorite-
yours.
Yeah,
My
Sure.
favorite, as I said earlier, I want to stand by it because I think what I just seen is going to be the best Joker performance.
So you're going to go
Well,
ahead with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin. I don't even have to see it. My wife, I talked to her, we talked about
Ooh,
this,
those are bold
and
words.
she was like, bold. You haven't seen it, and you're already proclaiming. I said, I trust Joaquin Phoenix's choices, and I trust his performances. He's an interesting guy, he's an interesting actor, and what I'm seeing is more than enough. I almost said that before seeing the trailer. Before even seeing him as the Joker, I almost chose him as the best Joker of all
Well,
time.
if you could pick one without him, because I feel like after we watch the movie, I bet at least two of our answers will change. I feel like
Ooh,
because
yeah.
that's another
Sure.
statement because I feel like mine might as well because what I've seen so far, but I don't want to go and let him say, "Oh, it's going to be fantastic." Who would you pick without Joaquin in the running? I mean, Leto, Ledger, Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill. I mean, the dude, random guy from Birds of Prey. Who would you
Me
pick?
personally, I think Jack Nicholson is the best actor out of the whole group.
Oh
Jack-
my
sure.
gosh!
Yeah,
He's
yes.
personally
absolutely.
one of my favorite actors, if not my favorite actor of all time. So it's hard to say, I have to choose away from, but I have to because I was just talking to someone about this earlier today. In fact, Batman, the original movie. I personally, Tim Burton's Batman does not hold up as well today as other films. And I don't think after watching the Dark Knight trilogy, I think it actually falters a lot. It just doesn't have the depth and the feel that I personally like. I love Jack Nicholson, but I got to go with Heath Ledger if I have to pick another one.
You know, Jack Nicholson wanted to be the Joker in the Dark Knight trilogy as well. Did you know that?
He just doesn't want to give up.
He wanted to be the Joker again. He really wanted. It was some of the actors that tried out was like Robin Williams, Jack Nicholson. I mean,
We still haven't heard from Phil.
Oh, sorry. Did you not? I'm sorry.
No, I haven't.
Philly
It's Jared Leto. But okay, so that concludes today's podcast, guys.
Awesome.
Way to go for our first podcast. Not too shabby.
I just want to congratulate everyone at home if you made it to this point. All you got to do is you got to come in. You got to say the words, "You didn't bore me to tears," and I will give you personally 10% off whatever purchase you made.
Right here, exclusive sale.
Remember, you didn't bore me to tears.
Holy crap.
So if we didn't bore you to tears, just come in, let us know. We'll give you 10% off. We'll say let's make this available for a week's time. So
Sure.
it's a week's time.
That's reasonable.
It's,
You're a good man, Sean Coggill.
I try.
We're not worthy.
So 10% off. But no, if you were listening and you enjoyed it, hopefully you did. If you didn't, then we don't really care.
Yeah.
But if you did enjoy it, fantastic. We're going to do more of these, so hopefully we'll get some topics and some things you'll also enjoy later on.
Right. Hopefully you are listening to this on iTunes or some other
YouTube.
podcast hosting.
We will have it on YouTube.
Yeah,
as well.
this is our
Podcast
first
one.
episode, our first recording, so we're trying to work on all that technical stuff and get this up as soon as possible. So hopefully you're listening to this by next week, I hope.
We're hoping, yeah.
And so you can take advantage of that cool sale that Sean just mentioned.
Week's time.
But to do that, you'll have to download our podcast and subscribe to it, and get on iTunes and rate us, please. Get us climbing the charts a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
help us out, because the reality is we're doing this for fun, but we want to do it for you as well, people
Right.
listening. But we also want to expand this. This isn't the only thing we want to do. We want to keep doing our videos. We want to do our podcast. We want to do things that we can do giveaways. We want to help our customers get percentages off and freebies and all
Right.
that good stuff. So go to our Facebook, like us on Facebook, take our posts, give them to everybody you want. Just push them out there. Just push whatever you
Right.
want out there.
Share away.
Share away.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, actually, Josh. Thank you.
Except mono.
And mono is also sharing. You're just not caring.
It's just, yeah,
No,
not
what
caring.
mono is, it's proof that I've kissed somebody.
Which I think we should mention, we are in the works of possibly a Patreon page.
A Patreon
so
page.
That's going to come out as it comes out.
And
so.
if you don't know what a Patreon page is, Phil, they're fans of
become a
the
patron,
shows. And they
yes.
can become a patron, and they can pay set
Yes,
monies.
we'll get together and we'll figure out some tiers, some kind of paywalls, if
A
you
little
will.
behind the scenes
Right,
access
and
to the
if
goodies.
you pay that monthly fee, you get some extras from us, some extra footage, behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah,
any number of.
And I'm just going to
freebies.
say that once
Yes.
we get this set up, and once the Patreon thing is all set up, and if you do want to become a Patreon, you're helping us not really pad our wallets. You're helping
Right.
us to be able to take on better cameras, better audio, better things. And also, remember, giveaways. We want to make this so that we're actually giving stuff away to you guys as well. Have some fun stuff to do. And so when you become a Patreon, a patron, you're actually helping yourself. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you would be. So that's something that as we go on, we get to the Patreon stuff, get it hammered out. If you like what we're doing, if you like our videos, you like our podcast, feel free to help us out, and we will try to help you too.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign off right there, man. It's a good conclusion to our
Chautauqua, September 28th and 29th. I just want to say personally, Phil, great hosting,
Oh, well.
great co-hosting from Deshaun and Josh. Mark, thank you for
My two
popping in
boys.
and giving your 2 cents
Thank
for
you.
all
Yeah.
the Star Wars and comic stuff.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks again, Mark.
I love
That was Phil, that was Josh, that was Deshaun, that was Mark, and I'm
Yes.
Sean. I'll kick it back to Phil and let him end this thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's it. I can't think of a better way to conclude our first podcast, guys. Awesome. And once again, out there to our fans, our shop regulars, thanks again for your support, and we'll come at you with some more content. Just stay tuned. Signing off, guys.
See ya.
Love you,
Take it
bye.
easy.
See you guys.
Bye.
Toodaloo.